there. How's everybody doing? Thanks so much. Happy Tuesday, or happy insert weekday whenever you're watching this replay. Sean Miller, Hipster Viz Ninja. How's everybody doing? This is Data to Dashboard, and we're featuring Back to Viz Basics this week. Really excited to be doing this, as always. And turn on my Do Not Disturb. There we go. All right, so if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the live streams, this is what I do every single Tuesday. I do Data to Dashboard. I'm either going to be doing Back to Viz Basics or I'm going to be doing Makeover Monday. But this is a way for us to get together, talk about Data Viz, talk about Tableau, and I'm going to build a dashboard in about an hour with you live, and it is truly live. I have not looked at this. I have not looked at the data. I have not practiced anything. I haven't pre-built anything. This is all off the cuff, and we're gonna have some fun with it. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Let's jump right in. What do you say? Okay, so here we are. Back to Viz Basics. You can find it here at the Tableau Student Guide, and this is week 2. We're going to be building a scatter plot, which is going to be really fun. So the data source that we're going to be using for the scatter plot is essentially it is basically when cherry blossoms bloom in Japan. So I think that's really awesome. And it's going back all the. This is insane. It goes all the way back to the year 812, which is just incredible. So anyway, I think that'll be really fun. So we've got CSVs, we've got Excels, we've got 827 rows, and we're just going to see what we can do with it. So let's download this. And we don't need both if they're the exact same. I don't need to bookmark this the data source. Okay, so I've got my data source here. Let's jump in, right? So what is a scatter plot? A scatter plot is a measure of is basically a comparison against two measures, right? So let me jump into Tableau here. I'll connect to my data source. And what's going to be really interesting about this data source is we don't have any measures. So we're going to have to make up some continuous measures. Go ahead and create the extract. And there we go. Yep, that looks good. Okay. And we'll do that as a date as well. So we have essentially, so if we look at this, we have reference name by month, right? So you can see here, everything goes in. So I don't think we're going to be using month for our measure, or for one of our measures, because it's always going to be in April or March. And let's look at our data source here. Reference name, how the full flowering date was obtained. This is really kind of an interesting data source. So the year is the full flowering year. So that's like, so the x-axis, okay, so let's see, let's see what this is. It's a broken, nope, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Oh, so this is all of our data. Got it, okay. Yeah, all right. This will be interesting. So if we do exact date here, and we do exact date here, you can see here we get, and then we add reference name to detail. You can see here we've got, so across the year, right? Like, you can see here we've got a bunch of different. So this is going to be an interesting challenge because we don't typically have two measures. Like, here, I'll just show you what I mean here, right? So if we have, let me get a new data source. I'll just pull in Superstore, and then I'll do a new sheet. And then a typical is like sales over profit by customer, right? Like, that's a typical scatter plot. And so we've got two measures here, and then we've got some dimension that's breaking them out, right? So, but on our data source here, we just have the month. We have two date ranges, which I believe, yeah, so this is going to be, right? So this is the year, all the way going back all the way from 18, or not 18, all the way back from 813, all the way forward to the year 2060, which I don't know how that can be. I don't know. What are we looking at here? Let's look at this data. Let's look at this source again. Like, how can there be years? Historical series of phenological data for cherry tree flowering at Kyoto City. Context. Full flowering dates. Okay. And then we have reference. Okay. But, okay, so, yeah. This is interesting. Like, I just don't know how you can have. Oh, okay. So we do have 20. So we have data to 2021. So what am I missing here? So there's 2000 year to the year 2069. But here, what is this? What's this one show me? Let's look in Excel. Let's see what this shows. I think this might be a little bit better. Okay, so the flowering date, all right, so this, okay. Okay, so where, what? Oh, AD, so year. So this is the day, so this is the 92nd day of, okay, so if we do, okay, hold on, let's do, if I flip this to a string, if I flip these to a string, what do I get here? So I get the, oh, what is this? Let me keep only, and then I'll do year. I'll duplicate this as a date, and let's see what comes in here. Again, nothing. Interesting. That's weird. Okay. What if I do this as a string and this as a date? What do I get? I get a whole bunch of nulls. Okay, so that helps. So let's see. So what I actually need to do here is I'm gonna we're gonna kind of reshape the data just a bit, because as you can see here, and these don't even match up, right? I would expect for this to be 1 day off, right? So let's do this. And maybe I'm making this more difficult than I need to, but it's the way that makes sense to me. Transform, I want to split the DO year. Edit. Yep. So there's 3/26. Got it. And actually what we want for this is we want it to be the year, we want it to be +1, right? Because it needs to equal that day, right? And then we'll call this day of year day. And this is day of year month, right? So DOY month. Okay, and then we're going to do this. We're going to transform this as well, and 27. So this is going to be the year day. This is going to be the year month. Oop. Rename year month. This is going to be the year, right? 1409, yes. Okay, so then we'll rename that year. So then if we, anyway, I think we've got everything we need to now, right? And we do want all of these to be continuous so that we actually get a scatter plot. So we will right click, convert to continuous. So now, if I wanted to show the, like, oh, and then what we could do, we could put all this back together, right? So we have day of year is going to be the date part of day of year of year is make date of 2000. Month is going to be DOY month and DOY day. And we need a comma there. There we go. So what we're going to do, work inside out. We're going to make the date. We're going to make up a date based on where the year is 2000, the month is month of day, or DOY month, and day is DOY day. And then once we create that date field, we're going to take the day of the year. So we're going to get anything between 100 or 365, 0 to 100, 1 to 365. All right. So we'll do that. And then we'll put that there, but we want it as a dimension. And let's do year here. Flip that around maybe. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is, and then there's 23 nulls. Okay. Let's see what is dropping out. Okay, so it's year. Somewhere there's a year that are yeah, okay. So there's nothing we can do about that, right? Let's look at this record though. Let's show the full data. So the year is 1990, right? So it doesn't know. That's kind of an interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's kind of interesting. Okay, so let's look at, well, that. How do we know? How do we know which 90 that is? Let's see. Let's do. See, like this is why we gotta discrete. But we'll take year here, and we'll do. Yeah, it's already discrete. Okay, so. Okay, so if I and then it starts here. So that's interesting. Like I would expect. Are we just to? Let's see. Do they have? Let's see. 1902. Or can I just assume? Yeah, we don't have anything before 1899. We don't have anything. So for these fields here, right? For these dates, I don't know if this is 1999. Well, I guess it would. Okay, but I know what 1999 is because that hasn't happened. But I don't know if 02 is 1902 or 2002. Right? We don't quite know. And I'm even pulling in the CSV, which is interesting. So let's do the again, like I just want to make sure we're doing this. This is why it helps. Let's do this. I'm just going to take this data. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to open up Microsoft Excel. Okay. And it okay, so it all right, I think what I actually want to do is I want to switch out my data source for this because I want it to be right, and that's okay, right? We got to get it right. So we don't need Superstore anymore. Yeah, that's fine. Close whatever sheets you need to. Let's do this. It's Microsoft Excel file. It's that. And we want to use the data interpreter because we want it to find some data. There's the data. So there we go. Full flowering date. Okay. Reference name. I don't know if we need that, but we have. So this is the year, the AD, the year of AD, right? This is the full flowering date. I have two full flowering dates. I have 96 and I have 406. 406 doesn't make sense because, I mean, I would let's go back to our data source. Oh. What? Oh, first. Full. No. I think they. Let's get. This is why it is imperative. Matt, keep. There we go. That's fine. And do, this is why it's imperative to validate your data sources. I want data, and I want to text column, delimited. Well, I guess we could do it this way. Fixed. So here, oh yeah, there we go. So it did that. It figured that out. We need one right there, though. There we go. Let's see. FIFU work type. Name of reference. Okay. All right. What is that PJ, though? Is that... I don't know if we need that. I don't know if we need PJ. Because the first flowering date is going to be that. Okay, because we don't even get to... we don't even have a first flowering date until 1951. Or... I should say, and then look, there's one in 35. So I don't think I need that PJ date because it's all the same. So then we'll go this and we'll just skip this one. But we'll have this one as text, this one as text. I'm going to bring everything in as text. And then text, and that's text. Okay. And so now, first flower, so full flowering date is going to be insert. Is it all? Okay, good. All right, so we'll do equals left to what? Equals left this to there. Whoop. Oh, this. There we go. And then we'll just bring that all the way down. And yeah. So, yeah, it'll be all right. Let's do, so now what I think I'll do is I'll do this, come back to Tableau and remove, so I apologize for those who are looking to ADFU, yeah, okay. Let's get rid of this. I don't think I want, what is it? Oh yeah, right, yep, so I don't need this one. I want everything to be brought in as text for right now. String, because I want my source stuff. I want source here, right? So string, I don't want Tableau to figure out to assume anything. Okay. So this is a good example, back to Viz Basics, to validate your data, right? Like, make sure that you know what your data means. And if it doesn't, fix it, right? So, yeah, these are all going to be dimensions. There we go. Okay. So what we need to do is, so this is good. We'll just change this to create a calculated field. This will be year AD. And this will be an integer. Just like that. And now we can hide this field. First flowering date is going to be, create a calculated field. This is first flower month, and that's going to be an integer left 2. And then we're going to do first, this will be a first flower day, and right 2. Then we'll have a calculate, then we're going to do full here, do the same thing. So we'll have full flower day, int right 2, and then we'll do this one last time. Full flower month is integer left 2. And I think that's all that we will need for now. And then I think now what we can do, we'll have all of these be dimensions, but we'll keep them as continuous, so that essentially what we'll do is for the year, right? So we have every year here. And we're missing the year 2017. Interesting. It's right there. Huh. Okay, edit. If null, 2017. And there we go. Okay. Goodness gracious. All right, so we have the year, and then we'll do like, okay, what day? So now we have to create the date, right? So this is first flower date. And I still think we want the 2000, right? Because we want to do make date, because we want to normalize everything to the day of the year. And because we've got years going all the way back to all the way back to 812, if Tableau can't figure that out, we'll just normalize everything to a single year. So that's what we're doing here. And we're going to do first flower month, and then first flower day. Year, month, day. Okay? And then from there, what we'll do is we'll do a date part of day of year, And we'll do that. First flower date, first flower DOI. There we go. And then we want this to be a dimension. And we want it to be continuous. Alright, so what happened in the year? Did that really happen? Let's look. Is that a error on my part, or is that what the data says? So 14 what? 1434. That was a long time ago. 1434. Nope. And again, I'm getting nulls. Why am I getting nulls? I have even more nulls than I did last time. Okay, 415. Yeah. And then full flower data is 0423. 0423. Day of year, yeah. Discrete. Okay. So, day of year. First flower month. Oh, because there's, right, if we look at our data, right, there's a bunch of days in here that don't have any data. All right, so let's do where name of reference is just not the dash. Exclude. Okay, so we got rid of that, so now we have 1812. Okay, so we still have another year here. Okay. Right, okay, so, oh, full. Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. Full flower month and full flower day. There we go. And now we go back to our scatter plot. And things look a lot better. Okay. So now if I do this name of reference apply to all using this data source, there we go. There we go. Okay. Now, so we've got our scatter plot here, right? So this is every year. This is, and then maybe what if we do like, oh, that, I don't like that. Well, there's multiple different types of references, so that doesn't work. How can we kind of split this up here? Well, one thing that I think I want to do is I want to show the full year. So we'll start at 0, and we'll go all the way up to 365. So you can see here. I mean, this makes sense, right? Like everything is happening, and then what we can do is we can be like, wow, you can really see where the outliers are, right? So then what you could do if you really wanted to take this, you know, narrative, if you really wanted to kind of look at this, you could look at like what could be it's not a scatter plot, but it, you know, since we have this data source now, you could do something like, let's show the year. Yeah, let's show year by, and what we could do is we could do the average day of year, like this, right? And you could have and then you could see that, right? And then you could do like a moving average here, like you know, we'll do like a, I don't know, we've got a lot of different data here. Let's do like a 10-year moving average. So you can kind of see kind of where things, you know, oh, let's look at this. So you have kind of ups and downs, and then all of a sudden things are happening much earlier, right? So that's what you need to think about when you're doing this. Like we could flip this axis around, right? So right now, the first of the year is at the bottom and the last day of the year is at the top. So what are we seeing here? We're seeing, by looking at it by this, you're seeing that the overall 10-year average full bloom date is getting lower and lower and lower. Right? It's happening earlier and earlier, right? And that kind of coincides with this. It coincides with this narrative of global warming or climate change, or you know, those types of things, right? Like it makes sense if the climate is changing and we are having warmer winters. It makes sense that cherry trees are blossoming earlier and earlier. And you can see that in the data, right? You can see a 10-year moving average that it is getting earlier and earlier, which here is just kind of it's kind of hard to, without the moving average, it's really cluttered, right? It's really hard to see that trend. You can still see it, but it is kind of, so you got to smooth that line out. Anyway, we're not talking about line charts. That was 2 weeks ago. Here's our scatter plot, and you can even still kind of like slightly see it, right? Like you can kind of see it. So, but I think, like, what if we were to just, so this is like January to December, and we know that that's not, maybe it doesn't make sense to do it right here, right? It doesn't make sense to show the full year because it's not happening. And we also know that if we clear the axis range, we go back to here and we go to the 85th day. So this is like showing you the min and max, right? So what day of the year is the 85th day? What is I'll move this over here so everyone can see it. And I'm just like, this is the analysis that I go through when I'm kind of discovering a data set. So what is the 85th day of the year? Generally March 26th, right? Okay, cool. And we're going through the 125th day. And so what is the 125th day of the year? May 5th. Okay. So let's think about that. So that is, so I do know, so when we talk about astronomical, meteorological day start and end of spring. March 1st through May 31st. So now what we need to do is we'll do, so what I'm doing is, what is the what day of the year is March 1st? So 31. Oh, second is for leap years. I don't really care about that. Okay, so March 1st is the 60th day. So let's do 60th here. And then for the end of meteorological spring, we'll do May 31st, which is here, which is 151. All right, so there's spring, right? So you can see here that things are happening. Like this is kind of, I think this is kind of interesting, right? So, yeah. So I think this is kind of interesting. You could have like, so this is, so what we're showing on the y-axis is spring, right? The days of spring. And then we're able, you know, you can see that cherry blossoms, like, and you're able to see the trend. Like we can actually like put a trend on here now. Do a linear one. You can see it slightly going down, right? It's got a negative slope on there. What we can do is I don't know if a polynomial trend line makes sense, but it is show like this is where what story do you want to tell, right? Like the linear, you can just see it's going down, but slightly, right? But then you could be like, ooh, I could put this polynomial in and I could really tell my story that, you know, it's really going down. It's really happening much, much earlier when really in reality, it's, you know, it's not, but I do think what could be interesting, so we've got these type and work, categories here. So if we go back to our data source, we have these categories here. So it shows the works in which acquired the data. Oh, so this is just like where they got that, right? So what I think people did is they like scoured journal entries and newspapers and all that kind of stuff dating all the way back to 801 AD. And then they just, whenever they found a reference to that, they put that in there. So then this is kind of that, the work and the data type, right? So it was a data from modern times. You know, it was a diary description, a viewing party, right? So it's just, I don't know if that's necessarily going to be helpful for us. But, so here's our scatter plot for the most part. I like this. So then what we could do, like, let's try and clean this up. Let's help kind of shape our story. And I've got about 10 minutes to do it, so this will be fun. But let's do year. Let's change this to just show the year. Year of bloom. And then this will be like, what's this going to be? This will be like day of the year. For the spring meteorological spring. So then what we can do now is we can do a calculated field to, what I want to show is I want to show the min, right? I want to show the earliest bloom and I want to show the latest bloom, right? So we'll do min or max, and we'll do if first flower day equals the window max of adder first flower day, then latest bloom, else if this is the window min, then earliest bloom, else other, end. Okay, there we go. And it didn't like that. Why not? Oh, because I need to do this. Because window calculations have to be aggregated, and the evaluation has to be aggregated as well. So I think this will work. And that's early. Okay, so that's not what I want to do here. What if, I guess we could do it without table calculations, right? So we could do min, day of year, first flower, day of year, which I know it should, I need to actually go fix the name of that calculated field because it's not first flower, it's full flower, and that could be confusing. So, nope, min here, max here. Yep, and close this, and then we don't need to aggregate this at all. So what I'm doing is for the entire data source, that's what this is. Find the overall max, find the overall min, evaluate it against the each first flower date, if it's that, latest, that or that. And oh yeah, that is that because that goes up here, so min or max goes to that, and now we can see. Now this is not really great, but what we'll do here is we'll also put min or max on size, and again that's not right, so actually I think what we'll do for the size calculation is something else, but we're going to flip this to a circle as opposed to a shape. Let's go ahead and edit our colors here to other will be this kind of really, 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 really light gray. Like I could even make it lighter if I wanted to. And then because let's do some stuff here. Cherry tree blossom colors. What are the colors? Red and white. I just want like it. There we go. There we go. Right here. This is what I want. I want this right here. Perfect. Yeah. All right. And then we got, ooh, see? This is good stuff. Okay. So I really like doing these challenges because in Workout Wednesday, I'm designing to a goal. But in these Makeover Mondays and Back to Viz Basics series, I kind of get to stretch my design and artistry and creativity here. So, which is kind of cool too. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I need to probably do this. Probably just go to that sheet, right? Do you think it'll have the hex codes? No, of course it doesn't. Oh, here they are. They are there. But we don't know which one is, hopefully. Okay, whatever. All right, let's just try it out. So for the, I'm going to say that's the max. What are we going to do? The earliest. Nope, that's the blue. Of course. See, I don't know which one this is. Is it backwards? Copy. Paste. There we go. So there's the earliest bloom. The latest bloom will be this kind of really, we'll have this pink color. So the middle color. Paste. There we go. And then this color, instead of being that gray color, we'll actually have it be that really pretty blue color. There we go. And it's really light, and I like that. Okay, so we're going to click. So we got earliest is gray, right? Or earliest bloom is the really dark color. The latest bloom is this kind of pink color. And then we'll have everything else be really, really light. And there we have it. And look at that. As we saw in our trend chart where things are blooming really, really early. Not really, really early. Things are blooming earlier. You can see that the earliest bloom happened last year. Or happened in the most recent year of data that we have. That's pretty interesting. I think that's a pretty cool kind of insight. But you still have this kind of thing. Now, could I see? I'm thinking about this. What do we have here? Oh, guys. Oh man, could I do this? Like, this could be really cool. Okay, so we've got that. What I actually want to do is I want to average this, and I don't want I want it as a line. You guys. Oh, this is going to be so good. Moving average, and we're going to do a 10-year average. All right, we're going to clear this. Nope, we're going to go back to it. We're going to edit this. We're going to edit that to do 9 years, so the previous 9 years. So we're going to do a 10-year rolling average, and we'll put this as a dual axis. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so awesome. That's really cool. Okay, now what I said I wanted to do is I want to duplicate this min or max. And the reason I want to do that is I'm going to change this to an or. I'm going to get rid of this. And then I'm going to do, I'm going to call this size. Actually, I don't even need this. It's not even going to be an if statement. It's just going to be this or that, right? So it's going to be either you're the first, either you're the earliest, you're the last, or you're, right? So that's the true statement. Everything else is false. And I'll use this on size. And then I'll take size on my circles and I'll drop it on size. That's a little bit too small. So let's bring that back up. And there we go, like that. Look at that. I really kind of like that. And then maybe let's return the date for the earliest and the latest. All right, so if min or max, if contains min or max earliest, then make date year full flower month, full flower day, and earliest bloom. Duplicate this. Latest bloom. Make this that. Earliest bloom. I'm going to take these two date fields, drop them on detail, edit the title of this sheet. Uh, 802 is when they started recording. Well, the first recorded date is 812, so 812, 801, right? Is that what it is? Yeah, 801. Okay. So 2021 is the latest minus 801. So we have 1200. Over the past 1,220 years, over the past 1,220 years, the famous cherry tree blossoms cherry trees of Japan. People have been recording the dates of the famous cherry trees of Japan the earliest recorded date of full bloom was compared to the latest bloom compared to date latest bloom. All right, you can kind of see where I'm going with this, but I do have to drop for a meeting, but you can kind of see where I'm headed with this, right? So I think that was really cool. I'm going to finish this up, and I'll post this up to my Tableau public page later on today, but you can watch the recording of this. Really cool. That was a lot of fun. Scatterplots are great. Dates are fun, but be sure to validate your data first, right? And if the data that was provided to you doesn't make sense to you or doesn't sit right with you, go back to your source data and figure out if it's right. So thank you so much, as always. I really appreciate you tuning in. My name's Sean Miller, Hipster Viz Ninja. Like the sign says, we are data people. Go forth and viz.